come together on Friday nights anymore because I have to stay through because of the way it's something else. There's now something in the middle of the Friday afternoon. I used to go home, but now I can't. So. But still.
Well, I'm glad I got good on Adrian.
Yeah, you will definitely see her. All right, excuse me while I make sure it's actually on.
That's not fun.
All right. Yeah. See.
Definitely. Ah.
Okay.
He's putting them all in it.
Give him 3 minutes.
Do we have cups? Yes. Oh, there we go.
And, yeah.
Well, I have solved one of the mysteries that I've been looking at since I've been watching the screen from here. So I didn't know if that was like part at the top of the bima or if it was a pad.
Ah, it is a pad.
It's a pad.
Indeed a pad. Hello, Paul.
3 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Shabbat shalom. Minutes.
Give it 1 more minute.
What's that?
I give it 1 more minute, and it's gonna sound a lot different than it did last week.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the smallest crowd I think I've ever seen for a Friday.
Well, remember 2 weeks ago we only had the 12
We
people,
only had the 12, yeah.
and I bet we surpassed that.
1, 2, 3,
We haven't yet, but I bet
7.
we do.
Yeah.
I bet
Give
we
it a
do.
few minutes.
So,
They can help.
Went to the bathroom.
go for it.
So when I come up again, I was thinking I'd like to host a no-name with what Harry liked. And Harry was very Brooklyn Jewish. So black and white cookies,
Rugula.
arugula, maybe a vodka.
Okay, so yeah, so 1 Sephardic, one Ashkenazi.
Yeah. Have to probably skip the whiskey though.
We have some here actually because they have it at Minion sometimes. Believe it or not. All right, Shabbat Shalom. We're going to go ahead and get started. It is indeed 6:15, and by the time we get to the parts where we need a minion, I'm guessing we will have one. But we're a little small tonight to start anyway. We're going to start on page 6. Yismachu Hashamayim, let the heavens rejoice and the earth be glad. Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram Hayam Umelo Yiram Hayam Yiram Hayam Yiram Hayam Umelo. Page 9. מזמור שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, כי נפלאות עשה, הושיע לו ימינו וזרוע קודשו. איי 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 לאדוני ישועתו לעיני הגויים, כי לא צדקתו זכר חסדו מאמונתו לבית ישראל. ראו כל עשי הארץ את ישוע אלוהינו, הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, פיצחו ורננו וזמרו, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, בכינור וכל זמרה, בחצות ובקול שופר. הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירם הים ומלואו, תבל ויושביה, נהרו עם כוחה, יחד הרים ירדנו, לפני אדוני קימה, לשפוט הארץ, לשפוט תבל בצדק, ועמים במישרים. איי ניי 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 Page 12. Page 13. Explore the David.
Adonai, al
page 15, the Chadodi. Lechadodi likrat kala, neshama nekavela. Lechadodi likrat kala, neshama nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, ish miyadu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem tiferet v'likila. Lechadodi, lechadodi likrat kala, neshama nekavela. Lechadodi likrat kala, neshama nekavela. Likrat Shabbat v'necha, ki hi mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha. So ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lechadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lechadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Part 17, Yamin u'Shmol tikrotzi, et Adonai taritzi, al yadi shamel artzi, v'nei smecha v'nagi la 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 la. Lechadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lechadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. We rise and welcome the Shabbat bride facing the entrance. Mo'i v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei amol segula, bo'i kala, bo'i kala. Lechadodi likrat kala, Lechadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela. And we say to any mourners in our midst, Hamakom v'chamechem, v'tov shabbat b'nei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you with all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem, as we on page 19. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot le'Adonai, u'lezomer l'shimcha elyon, lezomer l'shimcha elyon. Le'hagid b'boker masnecha le'emunatcha b'leilot, alei asor ve'alei navel, alei gayon bekinot. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot le'Adonai, u'lezomer l'shimcha elyon, u'lezomer l'shimcha elyon. Continue on our own, pages 19 and 20. Because I ate pumpkin seeds before Tzadika Tamar Yifrach, Ke'erez Balvanon Yizkeh Shetulim Beveit Adonai B'chatro Eloheinu Yafrihu Od Yenuvun B'Seva Deshenim B'Rananim Lehagi Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri Beno Avlatabo Adonai Malachio Lavesh Lavesh Adonai Zita Zaraf Tikon Tiverval Tivo Nachon Titzcha Me'at Namata Nasunerot Adonai Nasunerot Kolami Sunerot Okyam Mikol Mayim Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishbeream Adir Bamarom Adonai Erotecha Nehemnu Me'od Levetecha Nama Kodesh Adonai Leorech Yamim. Please rise for the Baruch Hu, page 22. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Leolam Va'ed. May be seated. Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bivaro ma'arim ha'ravim. Chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, ha'ma'arim ha'ravim. Page 24. Page 25. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha, b'chol nafshecha, b'chol me'odecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh. Asher Anochi Mitzavecha Hayom Levavecha V'shinantam Levanecha V'dibarta bam V'shivtecha V'veitecha Uvlechtecha Avaderech Uv'shokbecha Uv'kumecha Uv'kshartam Leot Al Yadecha V'hayuda Dotafot V'neinecha Uv'tavtam All mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Continue on our own, pages 27 through 29. Okay. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Page 32. Machutov ratzon tivu alehem Moshe ben Israel chana shira b'simcha rabba ve'amru kulam Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha netar ba'kodesh Torah tehilot Ozei peleh Torah tehilot Ozei peleh Adonai Yom le'olam va'ed Machutecha ra'u banecha Bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe Ze'eli anu ve'amru Ze'eli anu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Lai 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 Yaakov Yomer Chazak Mimenu Baruch Atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. 33. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Ve'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Ve'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. L'shmor tzedenu U'oheinu L'chaim u'shalom Me'ata This side first. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'chaim. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom. Ve'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Rosalina Sukkot Shlomecha Baruch Atah Adonai Aparei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu B'al Kol Mo Yisrael V'al Yerushalayim. Please rise for the Shamru, page 34. Shamru B'nei Yisrael Hashabbat Ma'aseh et Hashabbat Le'dorotam berit olam B'nei B'nei Yisrael Oti le'olam Oti le'olam Oti le'olam השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Page 35. V'kara v'kara shemei rabba. V'man yivrach Yerutei v'amlech malchutei. V'yechonu yomecho. V'vayedem bo beit Yisrael. Ba'gala. U'v'zman kariv imeru. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach. Le'olam le'omaya. Yitbarach v'ishtabach v'bar Yoram Yinaseh v'itadar v'itale v'talal Shemei Kudashah Leila min kol berchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Ta'amiran v'alma v'imeru Amen. Private Amidah now, pages 37 through 48. Shalom Imrama, Uyase Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yishvetel Imru, Amen. Shalom Aleinu, the historical moment. And for the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing stuff around property that Temple Beth Abraham once owned or currently owns or owns again. This one, there was a husband and wife realtor team in the congregation, Barry and Elaine Gilbert, Gilbert Real Estate. So in April 6, 1978, the president of the congregation wrote to Elaine Gilbert, "Dear Elaine, on behalf of the officers of and board of directors of Temple Beth Abraham, wish to extend our sincere appreciation for all your efforts and hard work in the sale of our property at 770 Long Ridge Road in Oakland, and the purchase of a new property at 129 York Street, Piedmont, plus your donation of $2,860 on March 22nd. As a part of these transactions, reflect your devotion to the synagogue. Appreciatively, Leonard Equipment." Why do we own a property on Long Ridge and then on York? Anybody? What do you think those were used for? Any idea?
Parsonage.
Yes, they were the rabbi's house. Okay, so at first in Long Ridge, and then moved to Piedmont, 1978. May 21st, 1984, President Norman Budman writing to Barry and Elaine Gilbert of Gilbert Real Estate. "On behalf of the Board of Directors and congregants of Temple Beth Abraham, I'd like to thank you and your staff for the tremendous help given to us in selling the York Street property. Your guidance during this process were most helpful. We're in the spirit of giving to the temple, which continually helps this institution prosper." And then it says, "We did very well during this transaction. The temple owes you a debt of gratitude. Again, thank you both very much for your continued help. We look forward to seeing you in the near future." Now, I believe that they bought another property for a rabbi's house in Piedmont, which they eventually sold, and they may have thought they did well at the time, okay? But had they, at least in this first one, had they hung on to that house in Piedmont, they would have done much, much better. And then we wouldn't have had to buy a house in Oakland. We moved there, but that's beside the point. And probably was actually helps us in the long run, but that we could own our own home. But anyway, they used to have a home. Now, so that's the first thing. So this is the first of many times where we became desperate and sold property for little money. But this one was the rabbi's house. Now, Barry and Elaine Gilbert were not only realtors, just a little addendum to this, they were the parents of probably the most famous person to ever come from our congregation. And that is tennis player and coach Brad Gilbert, who was their son and was bar mitzvah here at Temple Beth Abraham. If you've not heard of him, he was a significant pro player himself, and even more significant perhaps as a coach, including as Andre Agassi's coach, among others. Very respected coach. And anyway, he's a member of Temple Beth Abraham. I've never met him. I did meet his parents, who moved to Marin, and so that's why they're no longer members. I met them at a wedding that I did for other former members who had moved to Nevada, anyway, and that's beside the point. Although it was on Treasure Island, the wedding, and this has nothing to do with anything. I digress. But first of all, it's very cold on Treasure Island, right? No matter what time of the year, it was brutally cold. That's number one, and windy. But number two, they picked a weekend where the Bay Bridge was sort of closed, okay, in one of the directions. But it turned out amazing. So it closed like that night or something. But anyway, I can't remember exactly what direction or what part of it closed. But you could get back from Treasure Island, and so I was the only car on the Bay Bridge, and in that section, it was so cool. So anyway, good fun stuff. And I can tell you that the bride is a dermatologist, I think in San Francisco, maybe at UC Med. Thierman is her name, but anyway. And the guys went to University of Alabama, and they were all wearing seersucker suits, and they were really cold. Yeah, good fun stuff. There's always a story from the story. All right, we're going to rise for the Kiddush. And Paul, would you like to lead us in the Kiddush? Oh, I forgot to do Kaddish Shalem, so I'll do that and then I'll do the Kiddush. So sorry about that. 53. I got so excited to tell the Gilbert story of the property. Yikarav Yikarash Shmei Rabbah. Yomani Brachir Tevim Lichmachu Teva Echon. If you're Mechon V'chedechot Beit Yisrael. Bagalav Izman Karivim Meru. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach. Le'olam Lo Me'ol Maya Yisbarach. Yibarach Yishtavach. Yibar Miram V'yinaseh. V'tadar V'yitalev V'yitalash Shmei Dekudisha. Lam Mikol B'chatav V'shiratav. Josh B'chatav V'nechamata Dam Miram V'yomam Yimeru. V'chibot Sloton V'oton D'chol Yisrael Kodam V'on Di V'shmaya V'yimeru. Yeshlom Rab Min Shammai V'chemel R'kol Yisrael V'yimeru. Osei Shalom B'Ramah V'yasei Shalom Aleinu V'kol Yisrael V'kol Yisrael Tevel V'yimeru. Amen. And always rise for Kiddush if you're not already standing. Yes.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ לכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות צברי. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו. בשבת קודשו ביעבר ברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר לציון מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים. שבת קודשך יום רצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. L'chaim, to life. Elohim, Kafraim, Achim, Menashe, Tzimech Lahim Kesari, Karachav Le'ai, Berecha, Adonai V'Yishmerecha, Yerach, Navelecha V'Yikunecha, Yisad, Navelecha V'Yisem Lecha, Shalom, may God bless you and keep you, may God's face shine upon you, gracious unto you, may God look divine face toward you and grant you peace. Aleinu, page 57. Aleinu L'Shavriach L'Hakol Ha'Eidu L'Yoser Reishit Shelo Asanu Kegoye Harasto Velo Samanu Kamishpatot Ha'adamah Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kavem Be'Ror Aleinu Kechol Ha'Bonam Anachnu Korim Mishtachavim ubodim Lifnei Melech Malchei Mamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Notei Shamayim Beyoser Haaretz Umoshe V'Yekaro B'Shamayim Mimahal Ushchinatu Zo Begavei Meromim Hu Eloheinu Einod Emet Malkeinu Efes Zulato Kakatu Betorato V'yadata Hayom V'hashevota Elevavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim B'Shamayim Mimahal Ve'aretz mitachat Eino. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai himloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai melech ha'kol ha'aretz Vayomahu yeh Adonai echad U'shemo recall the memory of our departed relatives and friends, whose yortzeit we observe this coming week. We're thinking especially today of Joseph Boston, Rose Cohen, Alice Cunningham, Elwood Davidson, Henry DeLuggage, Jewel Ephraim Fass, Benjamin Gore, Herman Samuel Handloff, Dr. Simon Haskell, Thomas Lee Hastings, Harriet Kaplan, Harry Karsh, Samuel Kay, Morris Kessler, Etta Kushner, Eli Langfeld, Dorothy Lavin, William Mandler, Sofika Ersku-Mantel, Marion Migdal, Harry Moravsky, Eliezer Nahari, Morris Nankin, Bertha Rabinowitz, Inga Rosenthal, Mani Sadian, Esther Shulak, Ethel Schaefer, Ellen Siegel, Morris Silverman, William Stern, Leo Wasserman, and we are in the Shloshim, the 30-day mourning period for Marina Gottschalk and Leroy Muzzy. Memories of all of them with us. We ask all those who are in mourning or observing Yortzeit, as well as anyone else who would choose to do so, to rise for the mourner's Kaddish at this time. It is on page 61. Yitgadal v'yitkadash. Amen. B'yamad yibra. Amen. Yehishmei Rama V'Ra. Ve'olam Me'el Maya. Brichu. Amen. 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 Zikronam Lebracha. May the memory of the people who come to say Kaddish forgive us. We always say Amen. All right, some announcements. Okay, first and foremost, there's dessert, even if you haven't eaten dinner. Okay, like a short after the services, and it's a Sephardic food in honor of Dr. Simon Haskell, who is the uncle of Jessica Sarber and Sally Shore, who are here, and they provided this food with baklava and pumpkin seeds. I ate a whole bunch of it before the serve, and halva, and there's some tea as well. So stay for a few minutes, and thank you for doing that. And so that's immediately tomorrow, 9:30. There's going to be like 300 people at the bar mitzvah tomorrow, just so you know. And if you don't like large crowds, it would be one to skip. If you do like large crowds, it's one to go because it'll be a big celebration.
We don't need you for the dinner.
Yeah, you won't be needed for me. That is for sure. And it's Ari Lipset who becomes bar mitzvah. Next Saturday, Hannah Sumner becomes bat mitzvah. She'll be leading some of Friday night service as well. And otherwise, things are kind of normal for the next couple weeks. Want to, thank you again to Jessica and Sally for sponsoring our mini Oneg. Thank you to Tommy and Sky for hosting a little cocktail party, I think, at their house beforehand, and bringing everyone here. So, love that. And welcome to Susanna, who's here with us for the first time.
Hello, welcome.
Great to have you here. And I think that's it for the announcements. So we've got some closing songs for you this week.
Yes, we do.
Okay, two famous musicians died this week, and we're going to honor them both. Now, the first one, who died like last Friday night, I think, was the drummer of Bachman Turner Overdrive, Randy Bachman. And his song was not exactly appropriate, but so I'm doing the song as a parody with some new words, okay, which you'll catch. I met an evil pharaoh, his heart hardened away. God said he had it coming, so he sent some awful plagues. He thought that God and Moses were bluffing, so he took a God consent. Yeah, he took a God consent, but Moses looked at him with his big dark eyes and said, "You ain't seen nothing yet." Pharaoh, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Here's something you're never gonna forget. Pharaoh, you just ain't seen nothing yet. It's all coming around. It won't get any better, and soon you'll know for sure. All 10 plagues are a-coming, and for that there is no cure. He thought that God and Moses were bluffing, so he took what God could send. Yeah, he took what God could send, but Moses looked at him in his big dark eyes and said, You ain't seen nothing yet. Pharaoh, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Here's something that you're never gonna forget. Pharaoh, you just ain't seen nothing yet. It's all coming around. All right. So, you had to, right? And the 10 plagues begin in the Torah tomorrow, so very timely. All right, so the next one is David Crosby. Now, you're going to point out that he did not write this song. Stephen Stills wrote this song, but it's probably the most iconic Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song, and just kind of the most appropriate for a service. And I think like anyone who was in B-Boy or Nifty probably in my era probably sang it like at least every other service that existed. So this is one you probably know pretty well. You who are on the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their father's hell did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picked, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would cry, so just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. And you of tender years can't know the fears that your elders grew by, and so please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can die. Teach your parents well, their children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picked, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would cry, so just look at them and sigh. Shabbat Shalom.